Yes responses, 7,817,247.
Joyous celebration after a long battle. In 2017, Australians voted to give same-sex couples the right to marry. But for the LGBTQIA+ community, the battle for equality is far from over.
It is real. The harm that happens through conversion practice is real.
Conversion practice, or the belief that a person's gender identity or sexuality can be changed, may sound like a thing of the past, but it's still legal in more than half of Australian jurisdictions.
The fact that most states are yet to ban conversion practices sends a message that those practices are somehow legitimate, and that the ideology beneath those practices is accepted.
For survivors like Bron Larkins, that's a painful thought.
I'm not broken. I'm not sick. I didn't need a solution.
She's joined others in speaking out against the practice.
I don't want anybody else to go through this harmful practice and have themselves and their family and their loved ones damaged.
According to La Trobe University, around 1 in 10 sexual and gender diverse Australians are vulnerable to faith-based pressures to alter or suppress their sexual and or gender identities. Many who experience conversion practices are severely harmed by those attempts, and survivors commonly experience PTSD. Queensland, the ACT and more recently Victoria have banned the practice, while the governments of Tasmania, Western Australia and South Australia are working on it.
The last thing we want to see is a state that drags its feet become a haven for conversion practices.
But not everyone is on board.
ACL does not support any coercive or abusive practice, but there's no evidence that that's occurring. This is legitimate care and counselling.
In Tasmania, there are 2 rival petitions destined to go before the Parliament. And the Australian Christian Lobby has been holding meetings across the state, concerned about how the changes could affect vulnerable children. It also says adults should have the right to choose.
If a person wants to have genuine client-led therapy, that should be their right. The state shouldn't be telling them, no, you can only have one sort of therapy.
Under the proposed changes, expressing opinions or religious views about sexuality or gender will be protected.
It's just when we start crossing the boundary lines between personal beliefs and medical assertions that it's a problem.
And it's targeted at those trying to convince people their sexual or gender identity is a problem to fix.
You would have to persistently try to convince that person that they were dysfunctional or disordered because of their sexual attraction to another person or their feeling about their own gender.
Conversion therapy has no place in medicine. It has no place in Australia. All we're asking is to stop this harmful practice.
The fight for equality is a long way from over. Lucy MacDonald, ABC News.